voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
The mistake really is there's too much BS floating out there, and now it's out of our hands. There's no way to control it, so now they're saying they're going to control it. I want to see what they're going to do.
My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House complex.
All right.
What'd she say?
It's been a while since we've taken a look at The View, and no, things haven't calmed down over there. The hosts are still dishing out their usual loud and dramatic opinions. But this time, something different happened. They got a dose of reality. Comedian and political commentator Bill Maher, along with conservative voice Karoline Leavitt, stepped in and didn't hold back. With a mix of sharp wit and straight facts, they challenged the panel head on. Their remarks didn't just push back, they left the show's regulars looking completely thrown off. So, what exactly went down? What sparked the clash? And what were the standout moments? We've pulled together the key highlights. From the bold statements to the comebacks that hit right where it counted. Get ready. This one's worth your time.
Get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech.
So why is Bill Maher suddenly urging less division between left and right? That alone ruffled feathers on The View. But what really sparked outrage was his private dinner with former President Trump. Whoopi Goldberg didn't hold back. She blasted Maher on her, furious that he'd even sit down with someone they see as the ultimate enemy. She was so upset, she wouldn't even say Trump's name.
Listen, take him seriously and take him literally.
I don't think that we have to. I think it would be remiss of us to not say Joe Biden knows how to do this. Yes, he knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean
he rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just.
But can I mention one thing?
Whoopi's outburst was just the beginning. What came next was a full-blown attack on Bill Maher's character. To her and the rest of the panel, having dinner with Trump wasn't just poor judgment, it was a betrayal. No matter how Maher explained it, they saw it as crossing a line. In their eyes, sitting down with someone they've spent years calling out was simply unfair.
Dare you be so flippant, man? Listen, nobody on the planet really wants to go through this. This is not something we're doing because it's, you know, gratifying. This is what we're doing to protect our families. And you don't have to do it, but stay away from everybody.
As if, you know, Bill Maher, you knew he wasn't going to let this slide, and he didn't. On a recent episode of Real Time, he fired back hard, calling out Whoopi Goldberg and anyone upset over his dinner with Trump. With his trademark humor and straight talk, Maher broke down the outrage, calling it what it was, overblown and out of touch. His point was simple. He doesn't need anyone's approval. He's going to speak his mind, whether they like it or not. Classic Maher, direct, unapologetic, and not backing down.
As you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute.
Before responding directly to Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Maher made one thing clear. This is still America, and democracy depends on open conversation. He pointed out that disagreeing doesn't mean we have to hate each other. Civil debate, he said, is part of what keeps the country going, something The View seems to have forgotten. Maher wasn't just defending himself, he was standing up for the idea that people can argue without making it personal. Sounds reasonable, right? Not to Whoopi. She took it as a direct shot and came back swinging.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened. Oh my God, Bill, are you going to say something nice about him? What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a
Even ended up making a surprising comparison, Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris, and in doing so she accidentally proved a point many already believed. If Maher had gone to dinner with Harris instead, she wouldn't have had a problem at all. In fact, she probably would have praised him for it. Every compliment Maher gave to Trump if aimed at Kamala would have had Whoopi cheering, but because it was Trump, those same words became a reason to attack. This wasn't really about values or consistency. It was about politics, and Whoopi made that obvious.
Talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no thing as karma. Okay, get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide.
This is what makes Bill Maher different. He doesn't just support free speech, he lives it. Even after Whoopi called him out on national TV, he didn't back down. He stayed calm, stood his ground, and spoke honestly. No drama, no victim act, just Maher being Maher, sticking to his principles.
Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Did Bill Maher really compare Whoopi Goldberg to a hunter and himself to a lion? He did, and it hit the mark. Love him or not, Maher knows how to deliver a comeback. While Whoopi came in swinging, Maher stood his ground and turned the moment on its head. In the end, it wasn't the lion backing down, it was the hunter who looked shaken. And just as things started to cool off, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt stepped in and turned up the heat points.
You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other BS.
Karoline Leavitt made her point clear: today's wokeness isn't uniting, it's dividing. What began as progress has turned into censorship and constant outrage. Even facts in open debate are being pushed aside. And Whoopi Goldberg, Leavitt called her out as part of the problem, shutting down conversation instead of allowing.
And the irony in all of this is that Joe Biden and the Democrats and these ladies on The View constantly say President Trump is the alleged threat to democracy, when in fact they themselves are wishfully thinking that President Trump will be imprisoned when he has not been convicted of any crimes. That is the real threat to democracy. Voters see that, and that's why President Trump continues his dominance.
Leavitt didn't hold back, and honestly, The View panel had it coming. For years they've mixed spin and feel good to talk, presenting it as serious commentary. They praised Joe Biden while ignoring obvious concerns about his mental sharpness, and Kamala Harris. They painted her as a Democratic hero, even as she struggled to speak clearly without leaning on buzzwords. It's not honest debate, it's polished PR. But Leavitt came ready, calm and focused. She cut through the noise and called out the double standards. Whoopi tried to push back, but Leavitt's response, pure gold.
The mistake really is there's too much BS floating out there, and now it's out of our hands. There's no way to control it, so now they're saying they're going to control it. I want to see what they're going to do.
My team will review the applications and give credentials to new media applicants who meet our criteria and pass United States Secret Service requirements to enter the White House complex.
Karoline Leavitt called out the double standard, plain and simple. Here was Whoopi Goldberg, someone who often talks about unity, lashing out just because Bill Maher had dinner with someone she personally dislikes. Leavitt reminded viewers that real leadership isn't about pleasing the loudest voices, about standing by your values. This wasn't just another viral moment. It was a reality check. Every point Leavitt made cut through the emotional noise that's come to define The View. Together, Maher and Leavitt delivered a sharp 1-2 punch. His calm pushback and her direct honesty exposed the double standards and performative outrage for what they really are. And Whoopi's response, it only proved the point. Those who preach tolerance often struggle to live it. This moment wasn't just noise, it was a shift. More and more Americans are seeing past the spin, and the old tactics of outrage and shaming aren't working like they used to. Thanks for watching. If you value real, honest commentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.